thank you. I know many of you are probably busy trying to start dinner and take care of children. So we're going to try to be as quick as possible, but also as informative as possible to get you all the information and answer all of the questions you might have, and hopefully have a little fun while we are doing this. I did want to give the interpreter a chance to share a message about this session.
Muy buenas tardes a todos y muchas gracias por haber asistido a esta junta. Yo sé que probablemente tienen días muy ocupados. Les avisamos que para la sesión del día de hoy no va a haber interpretación disponible, pero esta sesión se va a grabar y se va a ser interpretada o subtitulada y se le va a distribuir a las personas que requieran este material informativo.
All right, thank you so much. So we will get that translated recording out to all of you. And I want to say put your email in the chat, but did you say that for everyone?
Oh, I did not say that,
Okay.
so thanks for reminding me. Por favor, si necesitan esta sesión interpretada al español, pónganla en los comentarios su correo electrónico. De esta forma tenemos todos los correos electrónicos que necesitan la sesión y se las podemos mandar.
All right, great. Thank you. So my name is April Heading. I am a manager within the Recreation Department. I oversee after school and summer arts and humanities programs. So this program, the MPS Overnight Program, is a program of MPS, but Milwaukee Recreation is managing it. So that's my connection to the program. And I want to introduce two more folks from the Rec Department, Leah Watley.
Hi, everyone. My name is Leah Watley. I am the project coordinator slash camper liaison. I am the person in between the camp and the parents. So if you have not talked to me as a parent, then get to know me, send me an email. I'm always open to chat and talk about the camps if you need help with the decisions, or if you're just having cold feet about your kids enjoying the camp. I am here at all times. We can schedule a call or we can email. So you guys reach out to me if you need to.
And Leah is definitely available whenever, as she said. She has been amazing at responding to parents, and I can see that she's been very busy. So, you know, parents have questions and we're happy to answer those. All right, we also have Lynn Greb here.
Hi, everybody. I'm Lynn Greb. I'm the director of Milwaukee Recreation, and pleased to welcome you this evening. I know I'm still seeing some people say they are having a hard time hearing. Not sure in the solution, but April, is there a closed caption option that people could activate? I saw something pop up on my computer that looked like it gave an option. So anyhow, April and Leah are the dynamic duo behind this program. So I will turn it back over to the two of them, and we will introduce you to the wonderful opportunity ahead of you and your children this evening. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Lynn. And then you will also have a chance to meet all of the camp representatives from the, well, it's 10 different camps. I think we have maybe 6 to 8 camps represented today. So you will get to know them, and you will have the opportunity to hop into a breakout room with them and ask questions, get to know them. And then throughout this entire session, you can put your questions in the chat. We will do our best to answer those. Lynn and Leah will be monitoring the chat, but there may be questions that we want to follow up with you on. So if you have a more complicated question, please put your email address in there and Leah will reach out to you. All righty, let's do this. So I already did introductions. We will be talking about real quickly the background and how this program came to be. Student eligibility. So we want to make sure that your student checks all of those boxes. And if not, then, you know, feel free to hop off. Benefits of going to overnight camp. We're actually going to crowdsource some of those benefits. An overview of the overnight camp experience. So some of you may have never gone to camp yourself, or you're just very curious about what it all looks like. So I'm going to try my best to put you there in your mind so you know what you might be sending your child off to. Camp introduction. So each of them will do kind of a round robin. They'll introduce themselves, the camp, and then in like one sentence, what they think is the most special about their camp. And then we'll do breakout rooms for questions with each of the camps. And I'll show you how to put yourself in one of those breakout rooms. And then we'll do wrap up, next steps, and other opportunities. So perhaps your child is not eligible for this program. There are other opportunities to send your child to camp this summer. All right, so background real quick. So this program is funded through ESSER funding, which we received, the district received, to help students and the district recover from the pandemic. So MPS gathered stakeholders. How should we spend this round of ESSER funding? Overnight camp was identified as an activity within extracurricular engagement as a wonderful way to help students recover socially, and emotionally from the pandemic. We actually surveyed parents with students in grades 4 through 8. So some of you actually may have kind of provided input on this program. We then issued a request for proposals to get camps to apply to host MPS students. And then we developed the program. So that is a 1-minute overview of work that took about a year. Happy to dive in deeper if you have questions. Also, Leah is someone who can answer questions if you have them about the background. Leah, do you want to put your email in the chat for folks kind of sporadically, just in case? Eligibility. So campers must be MPS students. Campers must be in grades 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, or 8th as of the current school year. So not the grade they're going to be in the fall, what grade they're currently in right now. Campers must attend one of the eligible schools. So I'm actually going to put the list of eligible schools in the chat for you. Just so that you, like I said before, if your child attends one of those, you don't have to sit here and wait and hear all about this just to find that out. And then parents, guardians must complete the MPS overnight camp interest form before reaching out to camps. So that just tells us that you are interested in going and having your child go to camp, and then we verify that they are a student and we funnel your interest forms to the camps. And then campers may only attend one camp session through this program this summer. So, you know, it'd be really sweet if you could sign them up for like 6 sessions and childcare is covered. Unfortunately, we don't have the resources to do that. So you will have to select only one camp and only one camp session. Alrighty. Whoop. Oh, I gave one away. I wanted to kind of real quick in the chat, you can call yourselves out if you as a parent or guardian have been to camp, and if you have a memory or a favorite thing about your experience at camp. All right. Ooh, going tubing. Making s'mores. Campfires. Someone grew up down the road from Alice Chester and never went, but was always jealous. Sleeping in tents, making new friends. Then there's some really jealous folks that are sad they never went to camp. Swimming. Ooh, someone was a counselor. So get that person's email address and maybe bring them back to camp this summer. rock climbing, arts and crafts, swimming. All right. Ooh, someone went to camp, I believe, Whitco Mason. They did a late night camp walk, canoeing, fishing. All right, so, well, we got some seasoned veterans here. So we're just gonna go through the benefits of going to camp. Other than those awesome activities, when you are at camp, you have the opportunity to make friends and learn how to make friends and how to get along with people in a cabin that may not start out as your friends, but then they become your friends. Build confidence. So being away from your parents, being away from your friends, folks that help you navigate through situations. Gain a sense of independence. So maybe it's actually really good that they're away from you so that they can come back. And we've heard, from folks who sent their children to camp last summer, things like they actually started doing their laundry on their own when they came back, or like they offered to make their bed or help with the dishes, things like that. So note that one. Appreciation for the outdoors. I don't think we have to talk about that one much. Learn new skills. So all these things, swimming, rock climbing, things that you may not get to experience during the school year or in your normal life. And then try new things. So, someone went to a martial arts camp, a late night camp walk, things that you probably wouldn't just think to do on a Saturday night. Are there anything else that the camps want to say about the benefits of overnight camp? You can put it in the chat if you would like, and I can read it out for folks. They're just getting their data and their stats ready. I think that's what they're doing. One aspect of camp that we actually measured last summer was this interest and affinity for exploring new things, like being in places you've never been before and wanting to continue that and kind of getting over that initial fear of like, whoa, this doesn't look like where I live. This doesn't feel like where I live. These are people I don't know. But what that does for you is kind of get you excited that, okay, I'll be fine if I do that again. Life skill, teamwork, conflict resolution. Yep, I was talking about that with your cabin mates. Eating whatever they served you. Wow. Yes, that is a great one. You might be able to pick the lettuce off the burger, but you have to eat the burger or veggie burger or otherwise, or you're going to be super hungry. Can't just go to the refrigerator. All right, so I'll just let the chat continue so we can move on. All right, so those are the benefits. Now, what does it kind of feel like when your child is at camp? So here's a beautiful photo of a camp sign. I bet all of the camps here have a sign like this at their entrance. Cabins. Sometimes counselors sleep in the cabins with the students. Sometimes there's like bathrooms in the cabins. Cabins kind of look all different. Some of the camps have like A-frames, so they're tents, but there's like a wood deck, mosquito nets. Maybe I shouldn't say all these things that are probably scaring you, but cabins, yes, cabins. Campfires, bonfires, music, singing. Lots of singing and camp songs. I went to camp myself. I should have said that a long time ago, but I went to one of the camps that is here, and I worked at one of the camps that is here. There's some students hanging out. They look like they're having so much fun. So I think it's important to point out that your child will be going to camp with students from potentially all over Wisconsin. So it's not just MPS students are going for this 1 week of camp. They will be going with students from literally all over Wisconsin. And especially if you choose to send your child to one of the farther, away camps. There are some that are within 30 minutes of Milwaukee and some that are 5 hours, 4 hours away. Crafts, I mean, tie-dyeing is a quintessential camp craft, lots of other crafts. Swimming, boating, tubing, water skiing, canoeing, I'm forgetting some. That's kind of what a cabin looks like. So, you know, your child gets a bunk. Look how clean that is. They learn to keep it clean. They have like cleaning times throughout their day and throughout their week. But an important thing to note here is that MPS will cover the cost of your child's stay at camp, their transportation to and from camp if that is needed, and then also a camper supply kit. So the supply kit comes with things like a water bottle, bug spray, sunscreen, a swimsuit. You'll still have to send like clothes, but trying to make this experience as accessible as possible for students and families. And that is a mess hall. So students will all eat together. There is, I believe, just like one meal served for, you know, breakfast is one thing. There may be like, you can pick between like 5 cereals and you can pick your fruit, but it's like, here's what we're serving today for breakfast, you know, lunch and dinner. And then, that's an evening as the sun sets, and you go to bed and you do it all again the next day. Okay, so a typical day, I thought that was also very important to share. So breakfast, for some of you with older students, waking up at 8 a.m. in the summer is going to be an adjustment. But if they don't, they miss out on all that other great stuff. So this isn't the schedule that every camp follows, but it's a typical schedule. So breakfast, cabin cleanup. Do you notice that? Morning activity block. So at most camps, there will be kind of an opportunity for your child to pick the activities they want to do throughout the day, or they pick them at the beginning of the week and participate in them, you know, on Tuesdays, this is your schedule, Wednesdays, this is your schedule. So they will have an opportunity to kind of pick some of the things they want to do, lunch, a rest period or free period, another activity block, some cabin time, dinner, evening program, which from when I was at camp involved a lot of like reflection and team building and, you know, thinking about like life. And then campfire, which kind of go hand in hand there, and then bedtime. All right, so that was real quick. Now I'm going to turn it over to the camps to talk because I feel like you are all here for that. So on the screen here, you see all of the camps. There are 10 camps that are part of this opportunity, and they're all unique in many ways, but there's also many similarities between them. So I'm just going to have them go down this list. They will introduce themselves. They will, let me see my list here. They will talk about the length of stay. So some are like 4 nights and some are 4 full weeks at camp. The distance from Milwaukee, already kind of talked about the range there. If there's any gender specificity, genders that are served at camp or lack thereof, and then what makes their camp special. So let's get it started with Camp Alice Chester.
All right, hi. Excuse me. I'm with Girl Scouts Wisconsin Southeast and Camp Alice Chester, Lori Casson. I am the Senior Director of Camp with Girl Scouts. And Camp Alice Chester is located in East Troy, which is about 45 minutes southwest of Milwaukee in East Troy. We offer 1-week sessions, and those run from Sunday through Friday. We have busing available, or parents can drop off and pick up their child, whatever they would like. We are Girl Scouts, so we are a girls' camp, but we know our girls identify in very many ways, and we are inclusive to all of them. We offer overnight camp. Our age ranges are typically girls currently in 1st grade through 12th grade. So if you have siblings that might be outside the grant parameters, we can also assist you with financial assistance in getting them to camp at the same time. We offer traditional camp activities, swimming, canoeing, kayaking, arts and crafts, STEM, nature exploring, sports and games, rock climbing, campfire cooking, and various other activities. We encourage all the girls to try new activities. I think something with Girl Scouts that makes us unique is we are a leadership building program. And so we incorporate leadership opportunities and leadership skill building into all of our activities and the choices the girls will make throughout the week. And we do so in a really safe, supportive environment. We know failure does happen, but it's not the end of the world. And we always are encouraging girls and really proud of just the opportunity to try something and the fact that they do that. And I think that is it for us.
All right, thank you. Next up is Camp Helen Brockman.
Hi, everybody. My name is Daisha Anderson. I'm the new camp director here at Camp Helen Brockman. We have 5 sessions this upcoming summer. We have 2 11-day sessions, 2 6-day sessions, and 1 5-day adventure camp, which is special this year. CHB is about 2.5 hours away from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. We welcome all genders here at camp. Some of our activities include, but not limited to, arts and crafts, swimming, boating, fishing, archery, nature exploration, kickball, basketball, soccer. A few special activities I'd like to mention is our Video Music Awards, our Looney Olympics, as well as our Camper Color Awards. A few of those specials our campers loved and enjoyed last year. We're bringing them back this year. We believe in competition here at CHB, I wanted to mention, but we also build a community based on our 4 pillars, which is kindness, strength, respect, and responsibility. We're big on safety here at camp as well. So just making sure we have a strong community, and we're representing our foundation is our goal here. So thank you.
Thank you. Next up, Camp for All Kids, which is kind of an umbrella entity that is representing 6 camps throughout Wisconsin.
Yeah, good evening, everyone. My name is Ariana Smith, and I'm the Campership Program Manager for Camp for All Kids. Yes, as listed here, we have 3 boys camps and 3 girls camps that we are in partnership with. Actually, we have some people on the call too to talk about their camps, but I'll get to that. So essentially what Camp for All Kids does is we seek to promote racial diversity at our partner camps by providing 4-week camperships, scholarships, fully paid tuitions to our partner camps. So they are about 5 hours away, all in Wisconsin, and we have Camp North Star, Timberlane, and Menominee for boys, and then Maramita, Birch Trail, and Chippewa for girls. We actually have Dan from North Star on the call, Jamie from Maramita, and Sari from Chippewa on the call as well. And we don't just partner with Milwaukee. We also partner with schools in the Chicagoland area, St. Louis, and Cleveland too. So Milwaukee students will be with other Milwaukee students at camp, but also meeting other Camp for All Kids from other cities in the Midwest too, which is a great opportunity to all share that network and have each other. I do want to add really quickly about our process, because it's quite important that when you fill out the interest form, currently it says waitlist. For 5th grade girls, we're kind of locked out in terms of space, but it might say waitlist, but we really encourage you to still apply, because our process is you'll fill out your interest form, then I will send an application to you, and there's an application. It seems much longer than it is. The first half is actually just information about our program and about the camps. And then when you get that application to me, there is an informal conversation about readiness, and just answering any questions, and then camp placement. But the way that this operates is, even if it says waitlist, we're on a first come, first serve basis of application. So it really is, as soon as you get your application into us, the Camp for All Kids application, that you're able to be placed. So I encourage you to continue to sign up, or email me with any questions, or still fill out your interest forms for any of our partner camps, so that we can be sure to get that process on the way. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Next up, Camp Whitcomb Mason.
Hello, everybody. My name is Sarah Carlson. I'm the camp director out at camp, and I'm super excited to introduce our wonderful overnight manager, Jordan. And she will be able to get through a lot more info while I wrestle a 1-year-old into eating dinner. So sorry about that.
Yeah, so my name is Jordan Tellock. I'm our overnight camp manager at Camp Whitcomb Mason. We are part of the Boys and Girls Clubs of Greater Milwaukee. So we're located in Heartland, Wisconsin, which is about 35-40 minutes northwest of Milwaukee. So pretty close, which is really nice. We have a 5-day, 4-night program. So we start Monday morning, our campers are bussed out, and then they are with us until Friday afternoon. We do have 5 different pickup locations in Milwaukee, in different areas. And then we also do have parent guardian drop off if that is something you are interested in doing. We serve 7 to 17-year-olds. So as some of the other camps said, if you have some siblings that are interested in coming that are outside of this range for the grant, we would love to have them as well. Our cabins are split up by gender, but throughout the day, everyone's interacting with each other. So lots of interaction between cabins. Some things that make our camp special: we just built a brand new high ropes course last April, so it is officially 1 year old, which is super exciting. It is massive: 2 zip lines, 50-foot rock wall, 2 levels of elements, super fun. We offer all the classic camp experiences like archery, canoeing, nature activities. We have a petting farm, arts and crafts, pontoon rides, all that jazz. Do cookouts on Wednesday nights, which the kids love. Something also pretty unique about our camp is a lot of our camp staff were once campers, or our staff that are from Milwaukee. So it's really cool for our campers to have counselors that are from the same city, same areas that they have grown up in. So it's really cool for them to have that connection. And then our camp values, we try to embody these throughout our entire week. So those are growing confidence, accepting responsibility, nurturing friendships, affinity to nature, and solving problems. So we kind of work that into a lot of different aspects of our week with our campers.
Thank you. Everyone's doing a great job of sticking to the timeline of 2.5 minutes. Last but not least, Lake Valley Camp.
All right, we'll save the best for last. So my name is Maddie Wilson. I'm the Director of Youth Programs with Peak Initiative here representing Lake Valley Camp. And I'm here with my colleague. I'll let her introduce herself as well.
Hello, my name is Laura. And I am a Peak alum and Lake Valley Camp alum. I did it since I was 9 years old. I am 22, so that should explain how much it's impacted my life.
So Lake Valley Camp sessions are 11 days. So it's a Sunday through a Wednesday. So 10 nights, 11 days. And Lake Valley Camp is located in Boscobel, Wisconsin, which is about 3 hours away from Milwaukee. However, we bring your campers out to camp. So grown-ups need to come to do drop-off process in our Milwaukee office, which is in Tiefenthaler Park, like 27th and Cherry, 27th and Walnut area. And then we will bus all of the campers out to Boscobel. We are open to all genders, and our overnight camp, Lake Valley Camp, can serve 3rd through 8th graders, and we also have some high school programs. And then we also do have day camps. So if there's any siblings interested, as some of the other camps said, our day camps are available for 1st through 8th graders. So we can bring those siblings over to day camp. What makes LVC special? Like Laura said, we have a really strong alumni network. We're really a progressive leadership program. So we see campers starting when they're like 1st grade, and then see them all the way through high school, sometimes even beyond high school, like Laura coming to be on our annual staff team. And we are celebrating our 20th anniversary this summer. So we've been working with Milwaukee Youth for the past 20 years, and we're really excited to continue that and welcome you into our 20th summer. We have all the camp classics. We have archery, boating, fishing, horseback riding. There is a lake at Lake Valley Camp, and there's also a pool. So for kids who are a little nervous about swimming in fresh water, we do have some chlorinated clean water. We always have lifeguards. And we do serve only Milwaukee youth. So your child will really have the opportunity to connect with kids all from Milwaukee, but all in a new location.
Oh, that's good to know. I didn't know that. All right, so there are some questions coming up in the chat, so you may have similar questions, so keep an eye on the chat. I did want to mention that transportation is something that we are requiring these camps to provide for your child. So some camps do give you the option of dropping your child off, some do not, but we will be covering the cost of transportation, so you will not have to be doing any of that yourself. Okay, moving on here. You have to look at all these logo slides. I forgot to do that for you. Look how cute they all are. All right, so I'm going to give you a real quick rundown on breakout rooms so that you can go and talk to some of these individuals in more depth. So when I open the breakout rooms, at the bottom of your screen, you will get a notification, perhaps, you know, at the top or whatever, but there's always at the bottom, like a little icon that will have this 1 or an exclamation mark or something. Something will change. So you will click on that. And these are opt-in breakout rooms. So you will actually have to select the one you go into. This is a screenshot from last year's. There will actually be 5 or 6 options. It will have the camp name, but also their affiliation. So if COA, you remembered COA, or if you remembered Boys and Girls Club, that will also be there for you. So you will have to hit join. And then if you are like, I'm ready to go to another one, I wanted to, you know, do the circuit, you can actually leave the breakout room. It will pop you back to the main room here. And then you can go into another one. Lynn, Leah, and I will stay here. So if you have general questions or if anything's not working, we can guide you and hold your hand. Other than that, this is a choose your own adventure. And I will open the breakout rooms now, and all of the camp representatives will also have to go in and, you know, hop in yourselves. I haven't assigned you to those rooms. All righty. Here we go. Breakout rooms. Oh, people are doing it. People are doing it. Let me see if I can help anyone. Oh. If you need help, you're on your phone, let me know your name and where you want to go, and I can put you somewhere. All right, iPhone 4.
If I have no further questions, do I need to stay on?
No, I was going to give a real quick overview, and I can do it for you right now, just in case you have to go. So after, let's say you're like, I'm ready to go, send my kid to Camp Whitco Mason. Your next step is to complete our interest form. So the MPS overnight camp interest form. On the interest form, you'll provide some real basic information. And then there's a question that says, I know which camp I want to, you know, send my child to. I'm not sure. I want to talk to Leah, the camper liaison, or I'm not sure, but I think this is the camp I want to go to, but I still want to talk to her. So you'll have to select one of those options, and then you'll select the camp if that's applicable. Once we receive your interest form, MPS will verify that your child is an MPS student, that they're in the grade range, that they go to one of those eligible schools. Once that has happened, we will push your interest form out to the camp or camps that you are interested in having your child attend. After that, it's on the camps to reach out to you and finish up the process. So we are kind of playing, facilitator and matchmaker. But after that point, your relationship really is with the camp. Leah will be kind of reaching out to folks as students are getting ready for their session. So you might hear from Leah throughout the summer. And then lastly, what else did I want to say? We want to make sure that we're very clear that although this is a free experience, and MPS really wants to support families and students in having this experience, there is a cost to us for cancellations and no-shows. And so it is critical that if you are having any hesitations or if something in your life has come up, that will prevent your child from going, that you reach out to the camp as soon as possible. These are federal dollars, and that's kind of a big no-no for federal dollars. So we want to support all you, but we need you to do your part too. So Derek, that's all I was going to say. I'll put the interest form in the chat for you. And we also have a website I'll put in the chat too. Just in case you want to explore a little further. So that's the interest form. And then the program, let me get my other one here for you. And then the general information page is general program info is here.
April, I was just going to say, it looks like there's still several people that maybe didn't get into a chat. So I don't know if you can offer any help or.
Yeah, I was just on my soapbox talking.
Oh, I know. I was waiting for you to finish.
Oh gosh, I'm so sorry, people. Should have told me sooner. Okay. Shonda Davis is Camp Whitcomb. Thank you, Derek, for coming.
All right, thank you.
I mean, the text is so little. Okay, here we go. Shonda, you are going to, where is Boys and Girls Club? Here we go. Oh, you are in there, Shonda. She figured it out. Okay, who else? Kim, anyone else here? Kim came late. I will address Kim's question. Anyone else right here want to go in a breakout room? Okay. Kim, the first sign up date for camp. So we opened the interest form for first time campers for this program 2 weeks ago, and then returning campers like a week ago or something like that. So right now it's open. So you can go to the interest form and fill it out. And then we will send that over to the camp. We are giving camps like a 2-week turnaround period to process forms and reach back out to you. But really right now is the time to sign up, especially because the form has been open for a few weeks now and spots are filling up. All righty. Anyone else have questions? I like this. Everyone figured it out. They're like, breakout rooms, I got this. This is like year 4 of virtual meetings. I should have known. Let us know if you need help or if you have questions.
April, we're saving the meeting chat again, right?
Yes, I'm just gonna.
Okay, okay. Because I saw some people left their emails, but I was just trying to keep up with the questions. But I can go back and copy and paste them. Otherwise, if we can save it, I can just go back like we did last time and just email everyone who attended just to make sure, you know, just to follow up with them, just to make sure they don't need any help.
Yeah, it should save. I wanted to save the recording, so I'm pretty sure it saves the
Okay. Okay. I'll follow up with everyone. You provided me with the list last time. So I'll just reach out to everyone who attended.
Okay. Brittany, are you here? Are you the only one on camera? You asked a question in the chat. Should we remain in the meeting after breakout questions? I was gonna give everyone a quick final wrap up, an overview of the process. So I'll do that real quick for you. So the next step, let's say you've decided, I would love to send my child, you know, I'll still give you the overview so that you can head out. You don't have to wait around for everyone. So the interest form is your next step. So you'll complete the interest form. Once you complete the interest form, MPS will verify that your student is eligible. Once that happens, we will then send your interest form over to the camp or the camps that you are interested in. They are then responsible for reaching back out to you. Let's say you put 2 camps on, they both reach out, you know, you kind of feel them out, ask them questions. You ultimately can only, you know, select one. And then at that point forward, your relationship really is with the camp. We're kind of, you know, the intermediary and paying for your child to go to camp. But your relationship throughout the summer will be with them. What else was I going to say? We are certainly always here, though, if you have questions. So don't hesitate to reach out. Leah is very responsive, and we're here to support you and make sure that you feel good about sending your kid to camp. The last thing I wanted to say is that know that cancellations and no-shows do have financial impacts for MPS, even though this is a free program and we really want to send students out. We ask that if there's any hesitation or something comes up in your life, you reach out to the camp as soon as possible. These are federal dollars, and so we really can't be, you know, paying fees for students not to have services. So just be mindful of that. All right, and then I'll put the interest form in the chat just in case you want to click that and do it right now. Otherwise, go enjoy your evening. Have a good dinner. Watch out for the snow coming. Thanks for coming. This was good. Lots of parents have been to camp before. I love it. Righty, 6:15. I'll give folks, I mean, they really have like, if they want, they can have 10 more minutes. What is Lynn doing? Lynn is just popping popcorn. she's in Camp Alice Chester.
Brittany, if you did an interest form and you put that you wanted to talk to me, then you need to complete another after we speak. But if you did put that you were ready to go to the next step, you don't need to complete another form.
What is your last name? I can look it up. Or what is your child's name? I can look it up real quick as long as no one else comes back.
Harris.
Harris. First name or last name? I guess I can look up Brittany and Harris together. Hopefully not.
Last name is Harris.
Okay. Let's see.
And what's your child's first name, Brittany? Alviana.
Okay.
Did I pronounce it right? Okay. So it's Alviana Harris, April.
Okay.
Yay, I did.
Specificity. There we go. See, that was like really tripping me up. Specificity. Okay, so I have an Albiana Harris. Yeah, but you indicated, Brittany, you weren't ready. You wanted to talk to Leah. So Leah, it looks like you may have just recently filled out the interest form. So Leah's got some homework to do. So Leah will be reaching out to you to touch base. But let's say all of your questions were answered right now in this session and you don't need to speak to Leah. Just go ahead and fill out another form and put which camp you want your daughter to go to. And then we will process it. Oh, Leah, you did reach out? Okay, cool, great. The process is working. Oh, wow. Yeah, we've had a number of new interest forms come in, maybe from folks here.
Okay, I just logged in and looked at it and I was like, oh, I just was in here earlier.
Yeah, she must have just done it, so that's great.
Okay.
Keeping you on your
Well, I'll
toes.
respond to those.
Okay. And I have to update this. All right, cool. Someone just submitted an interest form. That's great. We have our admin team process those as they come in. So they'll start going through the next batch tomorrow morning, and then we'll make sure to get your interest form out to the camps of interest. So we chose Mason before, but we changed our mind. Okay, that's totally fine. We will send your new interest form out to your new camp. If you don't know the ID number, that's okay. Just put a bunch of zeros. We will look it up. We actually have it. Well, no, I don't want to put it in the chat. That's private information. Just put zeros and we will enter it for you. No worries. I really want to know if some of these parents found out about the camp opportunity from parent coordinators, because I sent an email out to the parent coordinators. Well, the person who oversees the parent coordinators, so I don't know if the message got through. Okay, we will send a message that folks have about, let's say, 2 to 3 more minutes. Let's broadcast.
Yeah, the room I was in said 36 seconds.
Okay, I'm gonna say.
It was good. I popped in because there was a couple I was able to answer a question for.
Oh, good.
Or suggest, like one girl was scared to go on her own. So I said, hey, is there a, sibling or a friend? And turns out she has a cousin. So then the camp was the cousin's too young for ours. So,
okay.
Yeah. And then another family had a non-MPS child, but the camp was, willing to see about scholarshiping that individual.
Okay.
Yeah.
Those are really good questions and very specific. So I'm glad folks attended.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, good. Someone said Camp Alice Chester was very informative. Good. I'm going to put the interest form in the chat just in case folks are wanting to just do that right now. All right, Lynn, did you want to say anything after my spiel about next steps? Like, is there anything that I may have missed that's important to share?
No, I think I kind of heard what you were sharing earlier with the gentleman that jumped off, and it seemed like, do you want to offer them to come on Saturday if they wanted to,
Yeah, That's
ask
one
more
of-
questions or
Yeah, that's one of my other
meet
spots.
people in person? Oh, you got it. Okay.
Oop, oop.
Oh, see, April, you're so on top of it. You don't need my ideas.
Oh gosh, I gotta
Uh-oh,
this
never
whole thing.
mind.
Only you are seeing
Okay.
it being cooked, being made. Okay.
Yeah, and maybe emphasizing the transportation, because another parent just asked, do you provide transportation? So it seems like that isn't clear that, no matter where you go, but you did say it earlier, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's a question, is it wise to fill out 2 interest forms in case one is full? You can actually just put on the interest form itself, it's like a select all. So you can select which camps you're interested in, and then we will send the interest form to both camps individually, and then it's on them to communicate with you, like get their application over, or communicate like that grade range at this camp is full. And then you get an outreach from the other camp that you have. So you can just do one form and we'll make sure to distribute. It might be wise to select more than one camp, or you can always come back if the camp is full and fill out another interest form, but that adds a little bit more time to the process. So I think it's probably in your best interest to select 1 or 2 or 2 or 3 camps. And then at least your interest forms are out there in the world, and the camps can come back and communicate with you. Alrighty, I'm going to close the rooms. Everyone has 60 seconds to vacate.
I do have a question. I don't know if you can answer this one. You said they provide the transportation. Are there pickup spots at like schools in Milwaukee, or are they like parking rides? Like, where do they pick them up at?
The camps are responsible for picking those. Those
Okay.
should be communicated to you. In some cases, there's one pickup spot. So for like a 5-hour away camp, I'm pretty sure there's one pickup spot for Chicago and one pickup spot for Milwaukee. I think some have been park and rides, some have been the Boys and Girls Clubs, so some of their Boys and Girls Club sites. So it kind of depends on the camp. It's not one central pickup location.
Yeah, I heard Helen Brockman picks up at the Golden Center on 22nd and like Hour, I think, or Burleigh it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, is everyone back? I'm just gonna start kicking people out.
We were having fun.
Oh, you're having fun. You were playing a camp game?
No, we were actually giving just out some information. I've seen some of my old kiddos from when I was in Milwaukee at the Milwaukee Center, so it was nice to see them.
Oh. All right, so I can't tell. Is everyone back here? 41 participants?
I don't see Leslie. I know she
I'm
was
here.
Oh, she's here.
I'm here. April, we did have the main questions that we had in our breakout room that we couldn't answer were about those that didn't give a selection of what their interest was and how they go about changing it if it was different or putting it there if it wasn't indicated.
Great question. So if they said, I want to talk to the camper liaison, Leah is the one who is reaching out to folks. But let's say you made a decision and you're like, I'm ready to go. You can complete another interest form and indicate which camp. Essentially, Leah will have a conversation with you and tell you to do that anyways. So if you're like, I'm good, I already figured it out, you can go ahead and do another interest form. We can verify really quickly because we've probably previously verified your interest form, and then we'll get your forms over to the camp or camps that you're interested in. All right, so some questions in the chat. I'm going to address this last question in the chat, and then I'm going to move on to next steps. I'm going to put a list of the eligible schools. It's complicated because certain schools within the MPS kind of choice charter public network already received ESSER dollars and they spent it how they spent it. We And all of these schools are kind of more of one group, and this is the opportunity for that group of schools. So the link in the chat is to all the eligible schools. All right, cool. So your next step is to complete the interest form. So on the screen, you will see what the interest form looks like. The link will go in the chat right now. It is pretty short, painless. If you do not know your student ID number or your child's student ID number, you can just put a bunch of zeros. It will require you to put a number. You know, we'll do you a favor and we'll look it up in the system, but make sure everything else is like spelled correctly, so that we don't have to spend some time trying to dig for your child. On the interest form, it'll ask you, do you know which camp you want to send your child to? Are you needing to speak to the camper liaison, Leah, because you have more questions? Or maybe you want to speak to Leah, but you still know which camp? Those are 3 options. And then you can go ahead and select the camps of interest. Once you complete the interest form, we see it come through. Someone on our admin team reviews every single student, looks them up in Infinite Campus, confirms that they are an MPS student. They go to one of those eligible schools, that they are in one of the grade ranges or within the grade range. Once that happens, we then send your interest form to the camp or camps that you are interested in kind of having that conversation. Again, you can only choose one camp and one camp session, but you can still have conversations with multiple because you're still deciding potentially. All right, let me see. What else do I got to say? Please know that cancellations and no-shows within a certain time period do have a financial impact on MPS, so that it is critical to, you know, if you're having reservations or let's say something, you know, tragic happens in your family and you're like, we just can't do this anymore. You give notice to the camp as soon as possible. These are federal dollars, and so we really cannot be paying for services that were not rendered. All right, that is that spiel. My next spiel is, let's say your child isn't eligible, or I heard plenty of times that you have a child that goes to a non-MPS school, but they are, you know, in 4th grade, or there are cousins, you know, whatever. There is another way potentially that those children can go to camp. It's a little confusing. Camps for Kids, not to be confused with Camp for All Kids. It's another opportunity. Actually, there's an article about it today on onmilwaukee.com. Let's see, I would quickly have to pull it up, or you can Google it. I'll leave it in the chat after 6:30. But it, you know, there are plenty of guidelines. You have to read through it and make sure you're eligible. There's a certain income limit. So, but that is an option if you qualify. Camps sometimes have scholarship opportunities. So I've heard that plenty from those breakout rooms. So don't hesitate to ask. All you can really hear is yes or no. And then lastly, on Saturday, we are having an in-person information fair. So maybe you're a parent. There's plenty of these that you're like, this was good, but I want to talk to people face to face. We will be at Hawthorne Glen, which is, where would you describe that? By Saz's, right, Lynn? By Saz's on State Street. And we'll be doing camp crafts, camp games, s'mores. So all those things that you said in the chat from your camp experience, maybe you just want to come out and do those and bring drag your kid with. But we'll also have all the camps represented so you can talk to folks if you're still a little hesitant. So I will put the RSVP form in the chat for you. You know, just so we can send you the details like parking and wear your boots because it might be muddy from this rain and snow. And then lastly, here's Leah's email address. She has been putting it in the chat, but maybe you want to take a quick screenshot if that's your style. And then I see there was one last question. Are there any income limits for these camps? For the MPS overnight camp program, this program that we are talking about today, no income limit. For the ESSER dollars, this experience has to be open to MPS students, all MPS students within that age range. And we want to make sure any student can go and have an overnight camp experience.